You seem nervous.
I don't know. I'm like not very awake today, so I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna sound like I don't know what I'm talking about the entire episode.
I believe in you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Hello.
Right. Welcome back. Oh, this is where I say my name. Sorry.
Yes, this is the part where you say your name.
I'm Paige.
I'm Erin. This is Pixel Perfect Podcast.
I'm sorry. I'm never. I want to go crawl in a hole after I just said my name like that. I'm already mentally in pain.
I was trying to move on, but then you brought it back.
I couldn't let it go. I had to acknowledge it. Also, apologies if I sound more nasally than usual. I'm still recovering from a cold. Not that anyone cares.
Which makes it a miracle that she's allowed in my apartment.
That's true.
Yeah, so this is Pixel Perfect Podcast. This is where we talk about books and movies and video games and just generally things that interest us in a very tangenty manner.
We definitely stick to a schedule all the time and do things in a coherent manner that makes sense.
Every episode we do this.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna start off. We're doing Little Women today, primarily the 2019 movie.
Sorry, I went to a very childish place when you said that. Anyways,
we're doing Little Women.
Yes.
Before that, we're gonna do the Pokemon trailer that dropped for Netflix.
I wanted to briefly touch on that because I was frantically searching for a news item to talk about today because my brain failed me. I found that trailer and I don't know. I saw nothing about it until I searched for it. I don't know how. No one on Twitter was talking about it. I saw nothing. And to me,
I didn't hear about it
like
until
a decently large thing. I don't know. It's the first Pokemon movie.
And it's being remade by Netflix, which feels like a big deal to me.
Right, exactly. Especially Netflix has become such a powerhouse with its movies. You'd think like the fact that they're like, we're remaking the first Pokemon movie, which was like such a big part of so many people's childhoods, like myself included.
Because I remember it being a decently big deal when the movies got remastered and released on Blu-ray.
Right.
Because like I heard about that.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. I think I remember that coming out.
But I was working as a library assistant then, and I ended up buying it for the library.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how I knew about it, was because I was buying. I had buying power. But yeah, it comes out February 27th.
Okay, that's relatively soon.
Yeah, it looks silly.
Oh yeah, it's
in a way that animated. A Pokemon movie kind of should be.
Their faces were really unsettling to me.
Okay, so we're talking about the animation. The animation is not great.
No, it looked like almost like a scene for scene redo. Like they could have actually reused the old voice acting for all I could tell. Like it just sounds like exactly the same as the movie was prior.
It's an evolution. It's Mewtwo Strikes Back, the evolution.
Sorry. Well, the evolution is horrifying and has weirdly spaced eyeballs.
It does have weirdly spaced eyeballs.
The faces are weird. The Pokemon are cute. Something's going on with Ash's face. It's weird.
It feels to me like they're trying to make it animated realistic.
Mm-hmm.
While still keeping like the cutesy animated thing.
It's not right.
And it's not working for me.
It's right in the uncanny valley for me.
But I'm gonna watch it.
Oh yeah, I have to. That was like the first movie I ever cried at as a child. Like,
really?
Know, yeah. Like, spoiler alert for a 20-plus-year-old movie.
Most people probably cried.
But like,
yeah,
the scene where
like
Ash turns to stone and all the Pokemon are crying really got me as a kid.
It's a pretty cryable movie.
Yeah, I mean, in direct opposite to who I am now, I didn't cry much when I was younger, so that was a big deal for me. But yeah, it looks fascinating. I don't know why people aren't talking about it. I find that interesting. But...
Yeah, I'd never heard about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, February 27th, people.
Yeah, and go look up that deeply unsettling trailer.
and then add us about it on Twitter.
Yes, please do. Share your opinions on their faces. Which is at PixPerfPod, in case you're wondering. His Pixel Perfect podcast was taken
by people who don't update, by the way. We're calling out these people who took the Pixel Perfect podcast and then do not actually update.
Your at.
Yeah. This is official call out.
Yes.
So, Little Woman?
Yeah.
Are we just
I'm feeling the vibe today of being a little off the rails, so.
This is a short news item, I guess, today. We're just going to talk about the faces being weird, and it's coming out, and it looks silly.
You just want to spread the word.
Yeah. But, like, I think Pokemon movies should be silly. Like, they're not...
Oh, that's fair, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, like you watch the voice acting And the general tone of the movie seems to be very, like, not taking
Yeah.
itself seriously, which I think is a good thing, because you
Right.
can't take yourself seriously if you're a Pokemon movie.
No,
It
you
just doesn't
can't.
work.
I mean, if you're Brock and you hold up Onigiri and you say, have a jelly donut, then that really sets the tone for the whole
Right, yeah.
franchise.
Exactly. So, I think it's going to be good in terms of content. I'm just not...
Oh, probably. It's just going to be like, you're going to have to, the first 15 minutes, get past like what you're looking at.
I'm kind of hoping it's not like a shot-for-shot remake, though.
Yeah, it looked almost like that.
It
so
looks
far.
like a shot-for-shot remake so far. But, like, it's also been a long time since I'm going to go back and watch the first movie, because it's been years since I watched it. Like, at least 4 years since I watched it.
Oh, probably a decade for me.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
So... This is the library assistant bars. I'm pretty sure I showed it at the library.
Oh, that makes sense.
But yeah, so it's been like 6 years.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back and watch it, and then I'm gonna judge Evolution.
Oh, yeah.
By that metric.
Oh, excuse me.
Because that's what you should do, people. Is you should always judge media by their previous adaptations.
That's such a great segue for this. That was like so great.
I did it on purpose.
I love it.
No, I didn't, but that's fine. Also, I'm being sarcastic. Please don't judge current.
Yes, if you couldn't pick up on that, then
please don't
hang out with some sarcastic people.
So, Little Women, 2019, opened December 25th.
Yes, I didn't know it opened on Christmas. That's an interesting move.
It opened wide December 25th. It's directed by Greta Gerwig of Lady Bird fame.
Mm-hmm. Also, side note, she apparently was going to be leading the How I Met Your Mother spinoff, How I Met Your Dad. I'm not joking.
Wait, hold on.
Like, she was
there's a How
I
I Met Your Mom spinoff?
Yes, there was going to be called
How
I Met Your Dad.
To be.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they axed it, and she was going to be the lead. I found that perusing
That's a great fact.
her IMDb profile.
Thank you. That's a great fact.
I had to share.
I'm so glad they axed that.
Oh, yeah. Same.
So, it had a budget of $42 million.
Mm-hmm.
It made $16 million open weekend.
Yes.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah. Overall, it did really well, though, didn't it?
It's made $132 million worldwide.
Yeah, that's about like
it's
what I had.
It's made 3 times its budget. So for what the movie is, it's made bank.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, for like any other movie, it's like if you were talking about a Disney blockbuster, that would be really like chump change. But like for what it is, it's a bankable movie.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
and I mean, your opening was on Christmas, so like, weird move.
I don't know.
I don't know.
People go see the movie on Christmas.
They do?
Well, first of all, a lot of Jewish people go to the movies on Christmas.
That's fair.
But my parents also went to the movies on...
It's that, like, the general, like, that whole week is so, like, people aren't in such off mode. I just don't ever expect them to do anything.
My parents went to the movies on Christmas. They went to see this new Star Wars movie on Christmas Day.
Oh, wow.
Because me and my brother were both off.
Mm-hmm.
We trade off Christmas Eve and Christmas.
Okay.
And so we were both gone for Christmas, and my parents were like, fuck it, we're going to see Star Wars.
What a great choice.
Yeah, so it came out the 25th, had a decent opening, made bankable money.
Got great reviews.
Did get great reviews, did not do so well in the initial award season.
No.
Because it didn't get any SAG awards.
Yeah,
any nominations.
Mostly only heard about the Oscars awards.
And then it got two Golden Globe nominations. Ronan for Best Actress.
Did you say Ronan because you don't know how to say her first name?
It's Saoirse.
Yes, I knew what it was. I looked it up. I looked
it up. I made sure. I wanted to make sure I knew what it was. But mostly I said Ronan because I wrote down Saoirse up there, and then I wrote down Ronan down here. Yeah. So Saoirse Ronan.
Yes.
Flex. for best actress, and she lost. And then it was also
she lost. Did the Oscars already happen?
Lost Golden Globes.
Oh God, I was just like, what kind of time loop have I been living in that I missed the entire Oscars?
She lost the Golden Globes, and so did they were nominated for Best Music Score, and they lost that too. And Greta Gerwig did not get any nominations, and there were no SAG nominations. So it got very poor initial award season nominations. So
yeah, I mean it's got 6 Oscar noms. That's decent.
Yeah, I don't know the actual. I wrote them all down, and now I'm like counting them. Like, is it 6?
Best Picture, Best Actress, Supporting Actress, Costume Design, Music, and Writing. Yep.
Yeah.
Which supporting actress was Florence Pugh, and I have to agree with that video we watched. I loved her.
Yeah, no, she's amazing.
She is amazing.
She's
I really need to
well
go
done.
see Midsommar now.
I just looked up all of her stuff afterwards, and I was like, all right, let's go down the Florence Pugh rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, do you know she's dating Zach Braff?
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
You're just full of interesting facts today, aren't
right?
you?
I just consume the useless media info that no one cares about.
Okay. So, now that we've gotten the numbers out of the way.
Yes. Those good
let's
numbers.
do... I wrote down 80 million things I wanted to talk about.
Okay. I'm going to let you just drive this machine then, because I have thoughts, but they're...
We can start off with general thoughts, which is like, did you like the movie?
I did. I liked it a lot.
Okay.
I definitely liked it a lot.
I liked it a lot too. I've gone a little bit down the rabbit hole of like things I wasn't thinking about as I was watching, and now I'm like, yeah. But I really enjoyed the movie. I thought there were some things that are really well done. One of the best things, the structure of the film was really well done.
Oh my god, that was my because I've not seen the other movies, but like I knew that generally it was just like
chronological.
Yeah, chronological, and I knew the book was chronological. So like when the movie first opened, I was super confused. But then when it like kept jumping back and forth between the different, like she picked the parallel moments so well, and like they just meld.
It's also the color scheme. Did you notice that? So
everything's very like warm and then cold, then warm and cold.
Yes.
Yeah,
it was so well done. I was really like, what a clever way of making sure that we know where we are.
Yeah,
is using the color. I thought it was really well done.
Definitely.
And then she took a lot from Louisa May Alcott's actual life, is what I learned a lot. I was reading about it, and she just took so many pieces from Louisa Alcott's life, like the ambidextrous thing.
Yeah, I picked up on that, like, watching the film. I was like, oh, that's so interesting that they made her ambidextrous. I thought it was just commentary on how, like, addicted to the craft that Jo was, and I was like,
I think it also was, but it was also a nod to Louisa May Alcott, who did that. She learned to be ambidextrous so that she could...
That's crazy.
Just keep going, which is like...
Are she just like so jealous of that amount of motivation?
I don't know, I get it every once in a while, it happens.
Yeah, it's like...
I wrote like...
waves.
50,000 words in 4 weeks. That was a thing I did once. And then I had to cut all of it, so fun fact.
Ugh. Such writer life.
Writer life. But also the contract that Jo
contract
was straight up Louisa May Alcott.
Right, and the demand to have the story end in a marriage, because I remember reading an article beforehand about how Alcott was not married and that she didn't want to end her book that way, and so I thought that was really fun, like little meta scene where Jo is like, no, she's not gonna marry anyone, and he's like, that doesn't sell. She's gotta marry somebody.
And then okay, so that brings us into the ending, where it's really interesting, where at the end you're not sure if she marries Bear or not.
Yeah, because
he's there.
He's there
in the ending.
Yeah.
But you cut the scene where they get together with that scene with her in the editor's office, and so you leave it, you're not really sure what happened, which I think was...
I mean, I think most people are going to assume they got married, because that's like the way every iteration of this has gone and whatnot, so...
But there was a quote in a New York Times article that was, I believe, Greta Gerwig to Amy Pascal, who is the producer, where she said, well, I know one thing is that we can't have her marry at the end of it.
Oh, so like...
So I'm not sure.
That's fascinating.
What they were doing.
Wondering if...
Which I think was part of the thing, is that it was, you're it's like the Inception with the top.
Yeah.
Did she marry or not marry him? Is the top gonna fall over? Did she marry him?
Right. Did you believe that she loved him? Like, how did you feel about the development of their relationship?
There wasn't any.
No,
really.
Right?
The movie, and this is
so not into it.
This was my thing for, I think, Amy and Laurie too, which was that the movie's so uninterested in the romance, which is fine.
Yeah.
But like, don't try and sell it to me the way you're selling it to me. You know what I mean? Where it was very much like we were starting to believe that they were like deeply in love, and I'm like, they've been on screen together for like 30 seconds, and this video we were just watching was talking about how it was like put in the film early and throughout, so that you could, so it made it better than previous adaptations. And I'm like, sure, but like,
I would agree.
I still
did
don't.
It better. I mean, I kind of bought the Amy Laurie more than I bought the Jo and what's his face,
Bear,
French boy.
Yeah,
French boy, because when Laurie is in Paris with her, I did notice like the little moments of like intimacy between them where it looked like he was falling for her.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can kind of buy this more, but like it just doesn't land, I think, very well for either of them.
Yeah, the movie doesn't care, and so it makes me not care.
Yeah, absolutely.
The movie doesn't care.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about Laurie?
Like in general, I liked the casting, and I think the actor did a good job with him. I don't really have any feelings about him whatsoever. That's my feeling about him, is I have, like, it's just empty.
I think the character sucks. I hated him.
I mean, he's kind of like a spoiled little shit.
He's a spoiled little whiny baby.
Yeah.
And it just, like, the way he, like, confesses his love to Joe was just very much, like, off-putting to me, where I was kind of just like,
oh my god.
where he was like, I gave up billiards and didn't complain, and I was like, shut up.
Right?
Shut up.
Just stop. God.
It was just hard. And then the whole thing where, like, he gets drunk, right, at the party and embarrasses her, and then never apologizes for that, or really, like, makes up for it. Because, like, the book, which I read some of and did not finish, because I hate the book. I know it's supposed to be this masterpiece, and I've made my way through a lot of very, very thick Dickens novels. I cannot finish this book. That being said, it had one of the most hardcore lines I've ever read in my entire life that I would die for at any moment.
Oh god, we gotta hear this.
Yes, I'm going to read it out loud. Okay, I'm going
excited.
to read the whole sentence. Meg's high-heeled slippers were very tight and hurt her, though she would not own it, and Joe's 19 hairpins all seemed stuck straight into her head, which was not exactly comfortable. But, dear me, let us be elegant or die.
Oh my god.
Which is the greatest line anyone's ever written.
Let us be elegant or die.
But anyway, my understanding is that in the book, Laurie does a lot more to try and better himself.
Okay.
And there was none of that in the movie.
No, he's just kind of like, he gets what he wants.
And I'm just like,
either way.
You
like,
suck, man.
Right?
Like, I don't like you.
No.
And I think I'm supposed to, which is like the thing, is that I think I'm
Yeah.
supposed to like him, and I don't.
I liked him as a friend to the girls, but as like a romantic partner to them, he's very frustrating.
Yeah, like he was like, he was just their friend and fine, but like, I'm like, you don't deserve either of them.
No.
You bring nothing to the table besides
Right.
money, which is fine, but like, Amy's actually in love with you, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, moving on, I guess.
What are we moving on to? I'm just like letting you just like guide
I'm
me
just
down the river.
jumping around because we're talking about a few things that I'm out of order. So I think that we can talk about marriage in the movie, along with money in the movie.
Yeah.
And then just the general feminism of the movie, which I'm going to preface by saying this is a very white feminist movie.
Oh yeah. Yes, very much so.
It is very much for white women, by white women, about white women.
Yeah.
Like, it's not interested at all in...
I mean, the source material wasn't either.
No, but, like, she's doing so many clever things.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get a chance to read it, but there's this Teen Vogue. By the way, you should read Teen Vogue. I know this sounds weird, but read Teen Vogue.
No, they're, like, weirdly
they're
woke.
very great.
Yeah.
They had this thing that was talking about a case for a race-bent Laurie, and how there was evidence within the books that would suggest that you could do a race-bent Laurie. And they, basically what I'm saying is that it's an adaptation. The same way that, like, the 1990s, like, Romeo and Juliet is an adaptation. Like, you can do whatever the hell you want with it. So, like, the fact that she's very seeming deliberately not choosing to engage in these issues.
But also, like, I feel like she's deliberately choosing not to do that while also putting in this, like, token moment of, like, pretending to acknowledge it. Like, the scene with Marmee and the African-American woman who they're, like, helping the people...
Which I missed, by the way, and read about, which makes it very...
You missed it? Was it your pee break?
Yeah, well... Don't judge me.
I'm not judging you. I pee in the middle of every movie, too.
I missed it, which makes me think it was a very blink and you miss it moment.
It was very short, and it was very much... I don't remember what, like, prompted the conversation, but, like, it was almost like one of those conversations where, like, white people try to apologize to black people about slavery. Like, she makes this, like, off-the-cuff comment about, like, not being proud of her country or, like, all the wrong her country has done.
Yeah, which one of the reviews I read was like, it clunks to the floor, and I was like, yeah, that sounds
it's very
accurate.
It's very out of place, especially it's like a throwaway moment where the movie's trying to be like, we're acknowledging that this is a thing, but we're not gonna actually talk about it.
It's the Star Wars moment where the two women kiss, and then you know they're just like,
what?
You know, in Star Wars, you haven't seen it yet. Okay.
Nope.
We talked about this last episode though, where the two women kiss at the end, and they cut it for Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's like that. It feels very like.
Yeah, it's like
thrown in.
You know, the stupid Russo brothers, where there's a gay character in the Marvel movie, and it's like that non-named character in a support group at the beginning for 2 seconds.
Yeah. So it feels like there's a difference between like mentioning issues and engaging with issues in this movie very much as the first, and it completely does not do the second. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I was kind of hoping that because it was like her interpretation took a lot of different directions. I was hoping she would just take the risk and like totally cut out Joe's romantic partner altogether. And I was like, give Alcott what she wants. Do you know how happy she would be from the grave if she just let Joe not have a husband?
I think Greta Gerwig legitimately finds that situation funny. And so was trying to make it funny.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I think there's that ambiguity about the ending there of like, does she marry him or doesn't she?
Right, yeah.
Because I think that she doesn't, but
I don't know. I would take it as she does, because I feel like he wouldn't stick around because men suck.
I mean, yeah, he's there at the end, so which implies to me. But there's also something, I don't. The ending felt fictional to me.
A little bit, yeah.
And I feel like it's partially because of the look how perfect everything is, but I think it's also because of the color, because the entire movie. The present, quote unquote, was a cooler tone,
right?
And it gets takes in a very warm tone, And that very end there, and I was kind of just like, are we supposed to believe this is fiction, or is this real, or like,
it's like too neatly tied with a bow and like handed to you in a pretty package, and you're like, okay,
maybe he did stick around. I don't know, but I feel like it's trying to be ambiguous. I don't know. But yeah, super. So we're just gonna preface this discussion of feminism with that. Specifically.
Yes, yeah. That's fair.
And just kind of try to engage the movie on its own turf.
Yeah, because, you can only say so much about it.
Right, because there's some parts of this movie that I found to be really relevant in a lot of ways. Like, the whole thing where Joe in the attic, where she's talking about women have hearts and minds, and I'm so sick of women saying that they're there for love, but like I'm also so lonely. Yeah. And I was like, girl,
yeah, right?
I feel that. I get it.
Yeah, that was a really great moment.
And it's there's things that this movie is trying to do that it's doing well, just not very inclusively. Is basically what I'm trying to say.
It's like halfway there. It's not all the way there.
it's trying, but not really.
Yeah.
It's giving lip service to try.
It's like it's like a Pinterest board of inspiring white mom feminism.
It is a little bit though. It's a little bit like that. But like, again though, I found the conversation between the mother and Joe about being angry all the time really like.
Yes, that was another really great moment. There's so many snippets of moments that are like. That I think would get a good job of being like, this is something that's still relevant to women today, that like they're still feeling this and still struggling with this, and like the anger thing or like the loneliness thing. And I think even Amy's speech about marriage being economical can almost still be slightly relevant to today, because when we live in a society where like the middle class is struggling so hard, and like I think there are plenty of people who are like, I need a partner or I can't fucking survive.
Right, yeah, you have to be living with somebody, and so you have people moving in before they're necessarily ready to, because they have to have a roommate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or you have people getting married before they're necessarily ready to, because somebody has to have health insurance.
Yes, which
is a thing that I know that has happened. So like I know people were like, they didn't get married before they were ready to, but they did get married ahead of when they meant to. Yeah, because somebody needed health insurance.
Yeah, and hear about that, I feel like, frequently.
Yeah, so I feel like there's no way around that in general, but I also, the changes for Amy were really just well done. I liked Amy. She got more, it sounds like, so full disclosure, we did not watch any of the other adaptations.
We meant failures this past week.
Yeah, we meant to, and then we didn't. Yep. And then I meant to read the book, and then I didn't wanna.
I feel like that's completely understandable.
I read enough of it to get a general sense of the writing and kind of what it was like, and then I remembered that I can't stand it. The language is very kind of boring, and then you have like, it's just like, they gave away their breakfast and look how happy they are and everything is great, and I'm kind of just like,
oh my god,
okay,
that sounds lovely. What a great time.
And it's very much in between the lines thing, right? Because you're talking about how great and wonderful it feels to give away your breakfast, and she's talking about economic inequality, because you do have these people who are like, have no food, have no firewood, like, and so she's addressing economic inequality and mentioning it, but she can't outright really talk about it.
Yeah.
But it's all coded under this nice, aren't we wonderful people for giving away our breakfast lens, and you're kind of just like, eh. It's and literally, let us be elegant or die is the most hardcore thing that I read in like, I don't know, 100 pages.
Oh, yikes.
So, which is fine. It doesn't necessarily need to be hardcore, but it was like the most interesting, like, it felt almost out of place for me as I was reading it. Was like it stuck out, not just because it was a great sentence, but because I was like, wow, this feels very out of place in the rest of this, of this novel. So, yeah.
I think the sentiment you were getting at about Amy being different, I would also agree with, because I read a bunch of articles that was like, Amy was like the least favorite character for everyone.
Oh yeah,
of
everybody
all time,
hated her,
and, like,
I guess.
Sucked,
yeah,
but like this adaptation really brought a lot more depth to her character, which I can agree with. I enjoyed her greatly.
I thought she was boss.
Yeah.
I like that she was the only person who like put Laurie in his place.
Yes, absolutely.
She was just like, fuck you, man.
Right? Because even though Joe rejects him, there's no really like, by the way, you suck, and why are you putting this on me?
Yeah, and no, and then she very much like makes him accountable for his actions.
Yes.
Which gets into a tricky territory of like making women be accountable for men's actions.
Oh, ain't that the truth?
But like, I do like that she doesn't let him like get away with it.
Right.
But yeah, I was kind of sitting there. I was like, marry Fred. He seems great. I have nothing against this guy.
Mr. Vaughn.
Yeah, I was like, I got nothing. Marry Fred. He's richer.
He's fine. He's a rich Brit. Whatever.
Yeah, just marry the rich guy. Marry the really rich guy. Why would you have the little, you know... It's like, I'm sorry. I don't know. This guy just... he read to me like all the emo guys I knew in high school.
Oh my god, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
We went to the same high school, so she's like, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh god, now I'm drawing mental comparisons between him and my ex-boyfriend, and I'm like, ugh,
but
I see it. I see it.
Can't you see it,
I
though?
can see it.
Right.
And I hate it.
Right, exactly. So maybe we just hate him for that. But like,
oh wow.
It definitely, for me, I was kind of just like, I don't care about this guy. I don't want him to marry Amy. I like her too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely, seeing him with either of them, I was like, ugh, no.
Yeah, and I like that the mother was, like, in the book, she's very kind of just, like, there and let's preach at my daughters and make them feel terrible for wanting nice things.
Oh, good. So, like, is that what they were like in the early adaptations of the movies? I feel like that's
I think so.
The gist we got from the other ones.
Yeah.
It sounded like Susan Sarandon's version went a little too far in the other direction. She said, like, that video we watched, some of those comments sounded kind of out of place.
Well, yeah, it's felt very, like, shoehorned in.
Yeah, exactly.
This feminism feels certainly more organic than like...
Yes,
you know
that's
what I mean?
great
like,
way
it
to
feels like
describe
organic feminism,
and
where
not,
it's coming out of really, like, feelings and what women are feeling at the time and now even.
Yes.
Which I think is why it's still so relevant, is that you're expressing a lot of things that you feel.
Oh, yeah. I was sitting there and listening to some of those things, I was like, yes, you tell her.
And
I'm feeling it.
I just loved it when the mom came home and the doctor had been there and everything, and the mom's just like, all right, this is what we gotta do. We gotta get her out, we gotta change the sheets.
Yes.
We gotta do this thing, and we gotta do that thing. And I was kind of just like, yes.
Or when the dad comes home and she's like, good, I can be mad at you in person now. And I was like, yes! Oh my god, I love you.
There's also, like, that moment where I don't remember exactly what he says, but she's like, well, you're not an immigrant, so...
Oh, yes! God, I don't remember either. That was a good moment.
I read an article that was just like, I think that the mother just secretly hates the father and is just keeping it together for the children.
It almost
because she
seems
doesn't
like it a
seem to
little
like
bit.
him.
It's like that fake plastered like Stepford Wives smile every time he's in the room, and I'm like, does she just secretly despise him? Also, that actor, whatever his name is, being cast for the father, totally took me out of the movie because all I could think about was every other comedy or whatever that man has done, and I was like, what is happening right now?
Let's find out because I have no idea.
He's the guy who's most known for right now, I think, Better Call Saul, but I don't remember his name. But it threw me for a loop.
I know his face. I don't know any of his work.
Yeah. But yeah, it threw me off.
Tracy Letts.
That's his name? Nope, that's not him.
That's Mr. Dashwood.
I was like, that's not their last name.
I'm not.
It's the March family.
I know.
Oh my god, I'm dying.
Father March.
He doesn't even have a first name.
Bob Odenkirk.
But, you know, I feel like he does more comedic stuff.
He was in Breaking Bad.
Yes, that's the Better Call Saul was a spin-off of that, I believe.
I don't know anything about Breaking Bad.
I haven't watched either of those. That's all I know him from.
It was actually really kind of sad because as I was doing this, I was like found so many other movies that I had not heard about in my tiny little bubble that I was like, we should have done these movies.
Oh no!
Like
ones that are out right now.
Yeah, that are like out or in theaters. That
I was gonna say like we should have done like Knives Out or something like that.
No, I was thinking like The Farewell.
I haven't heard of that at all.
Yeah, it was outside of my little bubble, and Parasite I just started hearing about recently.
Yes. Yeah.
But The Farewell stars Awkwafina. You know Awkwafina?
Oh,
yes. And it's about granddaughter who's going to China to see her grandmother who's dying, but nobody in the family's telling her that she's dying because it's like a Chinese thing of like you don't tell the grandmother that she's dying.
Okay.
So it's like it's very much like a cultural thing, but it's also I guess the filmmaking is really good and interesting, and the it's just an interesting story to tell that I'm just like I liked Little Women and it was really great, but I'm just like I wish we'd done something. I think
it was unexpected that I was expecting more substance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the way the reviews were talking was like this great
like feminist groundbreaking
movie, and I was like, this is good, and like it's fine, and it's making some interesting statements and doing some interesting things with filmmaking, but I'm like, this isn't like, I'm not astounded by it.
No, I got like an hour and 15 minutes in and I was like, can I go home?
Yeah, it got a little long. Greta Gerwig, 2 hours 15 minutes.
It was long. I do think the structure lended itself well to till the Beth storyline though. That was I definitely cried.
So well done.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I also teared up. The structure was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Like I said, the color scheme was great, and there's definitely interesting things going on. But I guess like maybe I have too many white feminists in my background that like I had to literally Google like looking for non-white reviewers and non-white people.
Well, you have to do that anyways
movie.
Because this whole industry is just saturated with only white women. Like the whole, I don't know if you've heard of like the controversy with American Dirt lately.
No.
So that's a book that
I was wondering about that because I saw a tweet of somebody she did her book and it was like the barbed wire on her nails.
Yeah.
And people were like, no.
So it's a book. It's about like a story of immigration that has to do with a Mexican family, and the woman who wrote it, believe is predominantly white. She has a grandfather who's Puerto Rican, but like years ago in an interview, she was like, "I identify as white. Like I don't know the experiences of the people of people, Latinx people." But then like right before this book came out, she decided to identify as Latinx, and was like, I don't know, she's just like kind of recoding herself a little bit, and then a lot of people are like criticizing the book because the story it tells doesn't feel accurate to like the actual Mexican and immigrant experience. And then like Oprah made it like an Oprah book club thing.
Yes, I saw that.
And then also like it brought up a big conversation about how the critic community and the reviewer community for especially for most media, but also especially for book publishing, is like literally like 90% white people.
It's the same thing for films.
Yeah.
Like, there was that whole thing with the Brie Larson comments where Brie Larson was literally talking about bringing more people to the table of like, we need more women, we need more people of color, we need not just white male reviewers doing these things. And she got blasted for it, partially because her comments get way taken out of context.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's also a thing in the film industry too. So it's just,
it's like the people who are talking about things are like not representative of like the actual group of people who are creating things.
Yeah, and it just I just feel like these things, and this is just entirely a mistake on my part, that these things are so far out of my periphery that I'm just now actively trying to learn about them.
I didn't push back and go, yeah, here's something else we should watch. It was the holiday season when we were making this plan, so we were just
like, this sounds good, let's do this.
Right.
And now I'm kind of just like, it's fine, but like, just the sheer fact that it's been touted as this great groundbreaking sensation of feminism is, I guess, my point of like, it didn't do that much.
But I think it's that it's being reviewed by a group of white people who are not
white women specifically,
not really taking like a magnifying glass to it and like really looking deeper through.
Yeah, which I don't know how to do really. Like,
not from our background.
Yeah, we're two white women, by the way. We don't.
Yeah, we don't know.
We try very hard, but we don't know. And So, and the one thing I was going to say, too, I'm trying to remember what I was going to say.
Oh, my God.
I don't remember. This happens every episode. Every episode, without fail, I have to try and remember something.
I'm going to get a tiny gong, and when it happens, I'm going to ring it. Be like, we hit that part of the episode. Oh, my God. Or I can just replay that sound of me hitting my water bottle by accident. And so, that was great. Felt good about it.
Okay. I was talking about how the fact that men have not seen this movie or will not go see this movie.
Oh, yeah.
So that's definitely a thing for this movie where men were not going to see it.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure the only reason my husband went is because I was like, I have to go to the movies for this episode. And I was like, I'll go alone if I have to. And he will not let me go by myself, which I appreciate greatly. But
it was kind of the opposite with us, where it's like, I'm going by myself to the movies, and he was like, no, you're not, I want to see it. And I was like, okay.
Oh, all right. Yeah, he said he didn't hate it. He said he wouldn't watch it again, but he didn't hate it.
Cody enjoyed it. Cody liked the movie.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things that it is that these men, it's awesome reviewers. These people weren't going to see the movie.
Yeah.
And part of me is like, I don't care. Like, this movie clearly wasn't made for men.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about men experiences.
Not
like,
really.
it's not, I'm not even sure it's trying to make women's experiences palatable for men or try and make them understand women's experiences. I think it's literally just for women.
It was like a feel-good movie for like, hey, we still hear your cries of anguish. Here's a movie about it.
Yeah, it was, so I'm on some level, I'm just like, who cares if they go to see it? It's not for them. Why does everything we do have to be also for them?
Right.
So, that was my point.
Yeah.
Is, fuck it.
Yeah.
Make women movie just for women, and then just be fine with it.
Right? I mean, didn't they used to, like, haven't they said the same thing about other movies? Like, this is a movie for boys or some shit. Like, I feel like that was a tagline for something. Oh, no, I'm thinking of a soda that came out in, like, the early 2000s that they were like, this is for men, and everyone was like, what the fuck? I don't remember I think it was Dr. Pepper. They made, like, a soda for men. That was their whole sales gimmick.
That's hilarious. I do not remember this.
It was really weird.
But, I mean, on some level, I'm also like, it would be great if men wanted to go see these movies.
Yeah. Like, I feel more that way about Charlie's Angels, which we talked about in our first episode. Like, I feel like that was a movie geared more toward a wider audience that, like, it's an action movie. It's just, like, the starring people are women. Like, there's tons of action movies where the starring people are men, and plenty of women go see those. So, like, why can't it be the opposite?
This was very much a movie about women's experiences. And women's lives. Again, white women's lives. But
yeah, white women's lives for sure.
So yeah, I kind of came out of this going, this was fine, but I'm going to try really harder to engage with movies outside of my normal periphery.
So yeah, it's kind of a good lesson to take in, I guess, for both of us.
I guess what I'm realizing is that, like, there wasn't enough, like, I was relying on Twitter to bring these movies to me.
Yeah.
And you can't do that.
You can't, no.
Like, I was relying on, like, when I Googled Little Women reviews to find reviews for people who were not,
yep,
who were, like, being intersectional, and then, like, I had to actually, like, Google, like...
Mm-hmm. It's tough. You have to really dig through the weeds to get to, like, some other points of view.
Yeah. It's unfortunate for many levels, because it's unfortunate because these voices aren't being represented. It's also unfortunate because, you know, white people aren't reading them, so it's like...
Yeah, it's just like the ultimate echo chamber.
So yeah, I'm gonna do better, and we're gonna do... this isn't really helpful. I was
gonna say, like, we're saying all this, and then our next episode's gonna be Birds of Prey. But like we have to do Birds of Prey though, because I feel like it's gonna be so different from Suicide Squad. Like, the tone is different. We're gonna have much to say.
Yeah, so. I think we have to do Suicide Squad.
You mean Birds of Prey?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I meant.
I have to watch Suicide Squad first.
You haven't seen Suicide Squad?
No, I don't really watch DC
I heard
movies.
That it's not really a sequel though.
I've heard that too, but I kind of want the background so I can have something to say.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
It's not. It's bad. It's a bad movie.
I mean, I figured as much.
It's a fun movie.
I figured as much.
So yeah, I'm like looking at our schedule now in case anyone's wondering what these clicks are.
Yeah, we made one of those. We're getting our shit together, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna do this thing. Doing Birds of Prey, and then we're doing Hollow Knight next, which is a video game.
Yeah.
It's a little indie video game.
We should talk about a book one of these days. This is kind of about a book. It's about a book movie thing, you know?
Well, we adjust the book. We're much more on the films than video games, because
it's just what's coming out right now.
Yeah, partially.
Yeah.
But if there's a specific book you want us to do, let us know.
Yeah. Like,
please reach out to us and tell us what you would like for us to do.
Please don't make us do American Dirt, though. I don't want to read that. I've heard how bad it is.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, reach out to us. Let us know what you want us to do. So we're doing Birds of Prey and then Hollow Knight, but Hollow Knight can be moved around if people come up and say they want us to do a book.
That's true. Someone says something like, I just read this book and I really want you guys to talk about it. Well, yeah, we'll tackle it.
Yeah, we can do that.
We'll take viewer feedback.
Anything else? Anything else we gotta say?
I don't know. My wrap-up thoughts were just meh. That's how I feel about this movie's meh.
Meh?
Yeah.
That's fair.
It was good, but if I never see it again, I won't be sad.
It was enjoyable to watch, and there were things I really liked about it.
Yeah.
I
think the performances were really...
very well
casted.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very well casted. I guess the word would be underwhelmed.
Yes, that's the perfect way to put it. Definitely underwhelmed. I was expecting more, but it's fine.
Yeah. So that being said, I don't understand how a movie gets a Best Picture nomination.
Thank you. I was just gonna say we didn't talk about that,
but not a directing credit. Like,
yeah, that killed me.
Like, and the thing about it is that there's five nominees. 4 of them are white. Mm-hmm. With the exception of Bong Joon-ho, which is Parasite.
Okay.
Parasite
this
director.
is the Best Picture you're talking about, right?
And yes, and I really, really hope it's actually for Best Director is actually what I was talking about. I really, really hope I pronounced that name right.
I thought Best Director was all white men.
Nope, 1 non-white.
Oh, okay. I must have scrolled past it too fast.
Yeah. Bong Joon-ho was which again, really hope I pronounced that right. Was nominated for Parasite.
For Parasite. Okay.
Yes.
But a man.
Yes. Yes. So all men, mostly white.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of tweets everywhere. So of like people just being like, did Little Women direct itself?
Right.
Did nobody how do you, I don't understand it, and so it just
No, I think it's absolutely ludicrous that she got snubbed that way.
I mean, and I don't. There have to be like Hustlers got ignored.
Yeah. It's still classically #Oscars so white and Oscars so male.
Yeah, it's a lot of The Farewell didn't get any, as far as I understand.
Yeah.
The Farewell did not get a lot of anything. Which, like, one of the videos I watched just, like, forgot to include The Farewell in their script about Oscars being so white because they just assumed that The Farewell was going to get nominated, and then The Farewell did not get nominated.
Oh my god.
So...
That's something.
I'm not sure. I should be sure, but I'm not sure what noms, if any, The Farewell got, but it was really kind of just...
Oh, it's horrible. It's the same thing. It's, it's a bunch of fucking white men nominating movies about white men.
Yeah, they've tried to diversify, I guess, the people voting, but it's still majority
it's not
men,
enough.
Majority white people.
Yeah, they need to really fix it. Also, if you've been hearing a really weird noise in the background in the entirety of this episode, there's a cat trying to escape a room.
the cat is just in the bedroom. She's not. It makes it sound like a terrible person who's trapped my cat somewhere.
She's fine.
She was hanging out with her dad, and now she's done. That's all that's happening here.
just letting you know. 45 minutes in. Oh my god.
Yeah. So
those are my thoughts.
Those are also my thoughts.
We should definitely. When are the Oscars?
I have apps. I don't watch the Oscars.
I don't usually either, but I feel like we should this time. Actually,
Probably.
I don't have cable, so I don't really know how I'm gonna do that.
You come over to my place because I have cable. Sunday, February 9th.
Okay.
Is the Oscars. So we shall watch those and get back to you.
Yes. We'll probably
probably our anger.
Probably tweet about it.
Also, I know the Joker's supposed to be some masterpiece. I get it. I'm never gonna see it.
I'm not. No, I
I'm
refuse.
never gonna see
I refuse. I don't need to see another piece of media about a whiny man who's been mistreated by women his whole life and is justified as stupid actions.
Yeah,
Sick of it.
I get it. I'm sure the filmmaking is beautiful. I'm sure the acting is great. I'm never gonna see it, and you can't make me.
Nope.
Yep.
Hard nope.
So I'm kind of fine with 1917, but it was also just like 1917 is yet another movie about white men and war. And
Yeah,
I'm
over it.
I get the filmmaking is beautiful. I get that it's one continuous shot. That's amazing. But I'm also like,
tell different stories.
Who cares?
Yeah.
I would like to see a movie that I don't have to go see just because the filmmaking is beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
I'm gonna go see 1917 because the filmmaking is supposed to be like the greatest in like
I've
a
heard
decade.
that, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go see it, but I'm gonna be mildly bitter about it while I do.
Love it.
So
good plan.
And I'm also gonna watch Hustlers, The Farewell, and Parasite.
You got a lot on your plate there.
I'm determined, man. Yeah. I don't even know how I didn't hear about The Farewell until literally today. I don't know how that happened, but I'm gonna
echo chamber.
Yeah. So we're making more of an effort here. Picks Up Perfect Podcast.
We're trying.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. I don't know why I waved.
Yeah, she did. She literally waved to the microphone. Okay, now bye.
Bye.